Hello and welcome to The Insider, a show designed to clue you into the biggest news, events and announcements inside the video games industry, discussing with you some things you may know, some things you may not, and the glue that holds it all together is a little bit of my own opinion. My name is Paul James, thank you very much for watching, and let's kick off with our episode. So E3 2018 is approaching, and as such, games are starting to come out of the woodwork, rumours are starting to emerge, leaks are starting to happen, and there's a whole lot of conversation about what sort of games we're going to be seeing at the event. The first of those games that we're going to be discussing in a little bit of depth in the lead up to E3 is what Remedy is going to be up to. Now Remedy you might know for their work on Max Payne 1 and 2, Quantum Break, Alan Wake, and several other games over the journey. They're working on their 7th game at the moment, and the game is going to be coming to the PS4. This prompts a lot of discussion given their history, and we're going to break it all down in this week's episode of The Insider, so check it out.
The number one killer is time.
So after their last 2 or 3, depending on what you want to classify Alan Wake's American Nightmare as their last 2 or 3 games were Xbox/PC exclusives, this will be the first time that a Remedy developed game is going to be coming to a PlayStation platform since Max Payne 2 launched on the PlayStation 2. That PlayStation 2 thing is important for a bit of perspective as to how long we've been waiting for this. Now it also is important to note that this is a multi-platform game, so Xbox One owners, PC players, PS4 owners, you are getting to all experience the same game here. Whatever P7 is coming soon. It's going to be multi-platform, and it is one of 2 games in development at Remedy at the moment. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what all this means next. So before we dive into the rumours, the speculation, the leaks about this P7 project, let's deal in some facts. So the first thing we know is that the game is going to be present at E3 2018. Now does that mean it's going to be revealed there? Who knows? Maybe it's one of those things that we'll see as a cover piece for Game Informer or IGN over the course of the next month. Maybe it gets revealed in the days leading up to the event for then a big breakout sort of showing at the actual conference, one of the conferences later on. Who knows? But the game is going to be present at E3 2018. It's also important to note the release probably isn't too far away. It's been now more than 2 years since the Xbox One saw the release of Quantum Break, Remedy's last project. They've learned a lot. The game is being developed on the engine that was used for Quantum Break. That engine has been ported over to PS4 to make the whole multi-platform thing work. The game is probably quite deep into development right now, and we'll be able to talk a little bit more about that shortly. And the last thing to discuss is that the game is being published by 505 Games, which is a really interesting publisher. It's not your Activisions, your EAs, your Ubisofts, or any of those big hitters. This is a small third-party publisher that is working with Remedy to make this thing possible, and it is allowing it to release across all 3 of the main platforms in terms of your high-definition gaming 4K capable consoles. We'll talk more about the future of this game next.
Moment, I can help you here. It's like learning to control your dreams. There's a connection.
Whilst it's fairly fair to assume that a Remedy-developed game is probably going to be a third-person action-adventure sort of affair like we've seen in Max Payne, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and other projects over the journey, we've got to take a look at some news that broke in November last year to kind of dissect this project a little bit further. Remedy was hiring, and one of the things they were looking for, one of the things they kind of emphasised when they were talking about the things they were looking for in a potential applicant was the fact that they were looking for people keen on Battle Royale games, on Destiny, like they specifically mentioned Xur from Destiny, but that kind of shared world game. What these both link to, or what those 2 games have in common, is online. Now does that mean we're getting a shared world experience like a Destiny, like a Division, like a Monster Hunter? Does it mean we're getting a multiplayer mode, a Battle Royale style mode like what we've seen in PUBG or Fortnite? Who knows? But they are looking for an online, well, they're clearly indicating there's an online infrastructure here, and how that plays out remains to be seen. So like I've already spoken about, it's fair to assume that this Remedy developed P7 project is an action-adventure style affair, just like we've seen in their recent works. 2019 is apparently when they want to release the game. Now, given that we saw Quantum Break release in April of 2016, it's now been a bit over 2 years since the project released. I'm sure there was a little bit of R&R and patching and all those sorts of things that typically go on with a big modern release. So the game's definitely deep into development at this particular point. 2019, given the track record that Remedy has, to me seems unlikely. If it hits, it's going to arrive in Q3, Q4 of 2019. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is a game that slips into that March, April, May window of 2020 simply because Remedy are perfectionists. They love what they do, they love doing what they can do to the best of their ability, and they've got a track record of happily delaying a game to ensure it's the best it can be. And I'm not expecting there to be any difference in how this game plays out in this particular case. They'll say 2019, they'll say September or October or whatever happens to be, and then we'll get a blog post maybe 2 months before that release day saying, sorry guys, look forward to it in 2020. That seems like the most likely outcome here. In terms of the reveal itself, I feel like this is something that PlayStation is going to snap up. Not so that they can plaster their name all over and say, hey, this is exclusive, because we know it's not exclusive. Maybe there won't even be bonus content exclusive to the PlayStation platform. But it'll be Remedy coming out and making a statement that we are third party now. We are truly third party. We're not developing exclusive games, at least not in this particular case. So getting out on the PlayStation stage, given that for the last decade you've been known to develop games exclusively for the Xbox, says quite a bit. Another thing to consider is the fact that Remedy is working on at least 2 projects. I don't expect the second one to be revealed, but I expect, based on some rumours and speculation, that this second project is in fact a sequel or follow-up or something that links into some of their recent works in Quantum Break or Alan Wake. Alan Wake probably being the most in-demand one and the most likely one to play out as a result. That though, who knows when we'll actually see or hear from that. They're working on 2 projects. We've got to be excited about whatever P7 is, but P8, just based on naming conventions alone, means we're probably not going to see it for a while.
So, it's my pleasure to announce that we are changing our company focus to that. Coffee. Making coffee. Cheers. So good. Never drank any coffee in my life.
So that concludes another episode of The Insider. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. All those buttons are down below here, and that'll allow you to get access to weekly episodes of Patched, The Video Games Club, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, The Late Game Review, and a whole lot more, all found just on our YouTube channel, so please make sure to go and check it out. Hit that notification bell so you're alerted to every new video when it goes live. For written content, make sure to visit the website, that is player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, the Player 2 Writer's Draft, and heaps of awesome content contributed by some of the best talent in Australia, so please make sure to go and check it out. For rolling updates, you can find me at PaulJamesP2 on Twitter, the website you can find at Player2AU on Twitter, and please consider visiting our Patreon, patreon.com/player2au. Consider kicking in a few bucks. That'll allow you to get access to early episodes of Patched, The Insider, and a whole lot more. That'll allow you to get access to exclusive episodes at some of the higher tiers, and at the top tier, you can join us in the monthly Player 2 podcast. All this is allowing the Player 2 dream to continue, so please consider checking it out. Until next time, that's our discussion there about the future of Remedy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.